Ali has come all the way from New York to Djibouti to find his wife and 3 kids who fled from the fighting in Yemen. He was able to locate them a few days ago, but is now struggling to find treatment for his 5-year-old son.
Weather is very bad for my son. He's sick. He has a seizure. He gets seizures, and he also gluten-free, and his body is very weak. So I'm trying to get him out of here to the U.S. as fast as possible. They fled from the war. There's bombs everywhere. The kids, all they will hear is just loud bombs and gunshots, and of course they will get scared.
Thousands of Yemenis have been seeking refuge and medical treatment in Djibouti, which is close to southern Yemen. Among them, 28-year-old Khalid Ma'rouf, a factory worker from Aden. He says he decided to take up arms and fight the Houthis and soldiers loyal to ousted President Ali Abdullah Saleh when they tried to capture the city in late March.
We came here on a rubber dinghy. It was a 12-hour trip and it was really tiring when I arrived here. I was bleeding heavily and I lost so much blood. The situation in Aden is terrible. There's no medicine. The Houthis even attacked the injured in hospital.
And despite barely being in his 20s and suffering from a gunshot and shrapnel wounds to his shoulder and his foot, Tamer Ahmed says he's prepared to go back and fight those he calls invaders and oppressors.
We were never violent people, but I promise you, the moment I recover, I will travel back to Aden and rejoin the resistance.
On Tuesday evening, a temporary ceasefire was agreed to allow for aid to reach Yemen. At the forefront of the relief efforts is Qatar and its charities. Since Tuesday, more than 200 tons worth of aid has been airlifted from Doha to Djibouti. Most of it is destined for Yemen. But first, some of it is handed out to the refugees here. What's being distributed here are food packages for families of 5 that's meant to last them for a month. But the hope amongst Yemenis receiving treatment and those seeking refuge in Djibouti is that the war will end much sooner than that. Unfortunately, Djibouti's government isn't optimistic. Its foreign minister tells me his country is bracing itself for the worst.
Let me tell you that we are very, very much pessimistic about the prospect of any improvement of that humanitarian situation in the coming weeks and coming months. I am afraid of the repetition of the Syrian scenario. That's what we have in mind right now. We are really concerned about the stagnation of the political process.
As is the case with all wars, it's the vulnerable who suffer the most. For a refugee mother whose only power is to comfort her child, all she can do is pray that his life turns out better than hers. Jamal Al-Shayal, Al Jazeera, Djibouti.